Welcome back to Old School Sports and our Out of the Park Baseball 26 series, Rescue the Rockies. And as the 2032 season gets underway today, our Rockies are the defending World Series champions. Lost several players this past offseason, but also made some pretty significant additions. The biggest is signing Noah Schultz to a 6-year, $270 million deal in free agency. The reigning American League Cy Young Award winner will give us the first true ace we've ever had over the course of this playthrough. We also signed the infielder Colt Keith to a 3-year, $30 million contract. Hopefully he can keep that position warm for us for the next season or two until one of the top prospects in our organization, Derby Mahez, is ready to take over at third base or somewhere else in the infield. A few significant injuries as the season starts. Our starting shortstop Ezekiel Tovar out for another 2.5-3 weeks with a fractured foot. Ian Miller, who pitched very well in a very small sample size at the end of last year for us, going to miss the year with a torn flexor tendon in his elbow. And Isaiah Shader, one of our top pitchers who's won double-digit games 2 straight years for us, dealing with an elbow strain that we hope will not become a long-term issue. And we're going to have a fair number of divisional games here in this month of April. Start with 7 straight games in the division, home against San Diego and then on the road at the Dodgers. 2 other series against San Diego this month, one at home against the Dodgers, and then series on the road at the Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll also be facing the Mariners, the Phillies, and the Nationals over the course of this month of April as the 2032 season finally gets underway. And we took 3 out of 4 from San Diego in our first series of the year at home. Unfortunately, we were routed 14-1 in the final game when we were looking for a sweep. Got exactly what we hoped from our new ace on opening day, though. Noah Schultz, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts over 6 innings pitched, allowing just 1 earned run to get his season and hopefully his career in Colorado off to a very nice start. And we won our first road game of the year against the mighty Dodgers 10-7. But some significant bad news. Dave Seibrecht going to be out with a torn rotator cuff for the season. You'll remember he was our Rule 5 draft pick. We kept him on the team trying to make that massive jump from A-ball to the majors, which he did. He was actually pretty successful in the 2 games that he pitched, but the 22-year-old season is now over, and even more issues for this pitching staff of ours, whose bullpen is not quite as deep as it has been in previous seasons. And I mentioned last episode that Kumar Rocker, who was with us last year and had started the off-season looking for a big, long contract, was willing to entertain a minor league contract, which we did offer to him, and we're now bringing him up to the majors with the injuries that we've had. He'll work in long relief and middle relief for us for the time being, but does give us a proven major league starter behind Schultz, Martinez, Jordan, Painter, and Net if we are to have some more injury issues in the pitching staff going forward. And our Rockies continue to play very well with an 11-3 record to start the season as we get into mid-April. Sorry about that. Good news, Ezekiel Tovar back today from his injury, so he's going to go right into the starting lineup. We also did get Isaiah Shader back. He's now made 2 starts for us, still working his way into form, only 8 1/3 innings over those 2 starts. Positively a 1-0 record and 10 strikeouts over 8 1/3 innings. negatively 5.40 ERA and a 144 WHIP, but it is very early going, and he's still working his way into hopefully his fitness and shape. And we've simmed forward another close to 2 weeks till the end of April, and brilliant start for the Rockies this year, a 20-5 record in the month of April. We've already got a 6-game lead on the Giants in the division. The Detroit Tigers at 19-8, also off to a really good start, but we're 2 games up on them for the best record in baseball. And we are 3.5 games up on the Cubs, the Braves, and the Marlins for the best record in the National League. Marcelo Meyer had a 15-game hitting streak earlier. Noah Schultz doing exactly what we would have hoped given that massive contract we gave him. Third in the league with a 1.32 ERA, tied for second with 4 wins, 4-0 record through his first 5 starts of the year. And he is third in the National League in pitcher WAR, behind Jordan Woods of the Cubs and Mr. Skubal of the St. Louis Cardinals. The team statistics, as you'd expect after a 20-5 month to start the season, are pretty impressive. Second in the National League in runs scored, and you can see we are first, second, or third in almost every offensive category. 6th in hits, 10th in walks, and 4th in base running. Other than that, we're in the top 3 in every category. We're second in the National League in runs allowed. Very well balanced between the starters with the 4th best ERA and the bullpen with the 3rd best ERA, generally in the top half in most pitching categories. 10th in BABIP, but 8th in walks, right in the middle of the league. We have traditionally been very poor in that statistic throughout this playthrough, so good to see that. The only thing you can probably get on us for is lower defensive efficiency, 13th ranked there, and 10th in zone rating. Hopefully the recent return of Tovar, which gives us a better shortstop and lets Marcelo Meyer pivot from short to second and also give us a better defensive player there, will help those numbers improve as this season continues to move along. And as we look ahead to the schedule for this month of May, a lot more divisional games. Not surprisingly, San Diego, the Dodgers, and the Giants, or San Diego, the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks to start off the month. Future series against the Dodgers. Finally, we'll face the Giants towards the end of the month, and the Diamondbacks as well. A lot of other National League teams on our schedule too, with the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Phillies, and then the Braves right at the end of the month as we try to keep this momentum going. And since we already checked in and saw what the big addition of the offseason, Noah Schultz, had done so far, we'll check in on some of the other new additions to the team as well. Dylan Jordan, we traded for him from the Angels, 2-1 record with a 3.68 ERA. So his Colorado career is off to a pretty solid start as well. Matt McElroy, first baseman, who we traded for from Washington, is taking over for Charlie Condon as our first baseman against left-handed pitching, off to a rousing start with 4 homers and 10 ribbies in his first 32 at-bats of the season. Gavin Lux, who was starting for us at times with the injury to Mr. Tovar, back in a utility infielder role now, but he's hitting .405 in 37 at-bats over the first month of the season. So a really nice start for him as well. Third baseman Colt Keith, .279 average, but does have 5 homers in 19 ribbies and 86 at-bats. So a 132 WRC plus and a 0.7 WAR for Mr. Keith. And then Ted Miller, the rookie designated hitter, hitting only .221, does have 3 homers and 13 ribbies and 86 at-bats. So he's been a slightly below average offensive player for us so far. Keep in mind that we've always got the opportunity to bring back Mr. Arguelles if we're not pleased with what Miller's doing for us. Kevin Roberts Jr., the youngster, hitting .258, but does have 8 home runs in 97 at-bats. So he's put up a 150 WRC plus and a 1 WAR over the first month of the season. The former 5th overall pick of ours in 2026 is thus far very on his way to living up to that lofty draft position of his almost 6 years ago. And the 2032 season in the month of May continued to go very well for our Rockies. I guess we've dropped off a bit from the 800 winning percentage that we had in April. But other than splitting a 2-game series at home against the Dodgers, we've won every series of the month of May so far. Still have East Coast trip out to Washington and Philadelphia this upcoming week, and then we'll be home for our first games of the year against the Giants. And also we'll be facing the Diamondbacks and the Braves before we get to June 1st, taking a look at the standings. We've expanded our lead on the Giants to 9.5 games in the division. Interestingly, nobody right at the top of the leaderboard on our Rockies as far as offensive players, but the pitching continues to go well. Noah Schultz's ERA has climbed to 1.86, but he's now second in the league, tied with his teammate Andrew Painter and Jordan Woods for the league lead with 5 wins. And Schultz is third in the league in pitcher WAR, and his young teammate Leo Martinez, who's 4-0 with a 2.62 earned run average, is second in the league in pitcher WAR at this point. So the starting rotation is doing everything we could have hoped thus far. As I noted earlier, still might be looking for some help in the bullpen down the line, but at 31-9, it's hard to find too much to be upset with here in the early going of this season. And we had a rough road trip, losing 2 out of 3 in both Washington and Philadelphia, and needing to win the final game of each series to avoid being swept. Since then, however, a little better at home. Took 2 out of 3 against the Giants, and we've swept the Diamondbacks heading into the final game of the month against the Braves. Unfortunately, some more injury news, a little more minor this time around, but still an issue. Ezekiel Tovar sprained ankle is going to keep him day-to-day for the next 2 weeks, given that we are playing incredibly well, and it's going to have a moderate impact on both his throwing and running. I think we're probably going to end up putting him on the IL. He's hitting .305 with 7 homers and 23 ribbies, so jumped right into the fray when he got back from that injury that cost him the first 2.5 weeks of the season or so, and he's been performing very well. But as we're sitting here on May 30th with an 11.5 game lead in the division already, definitely don't feel like we need to be pushing anyone with injuries too hard. Getting ready for the calendar to turn to June, the youngster Kevin Roberts Jr. tied for second in the National League with 44 ribbies. Marcelo Meyer still had that 15-game hitting streak, and the pitching staff remains very strong. Dylan Jordan and Noah Schultz, 2 new additions, ranked second and third in the league in ERA. Schultz now leading the league in wins. Jordan and Andrew Painter tied for second with 6. Noah Schultz is second in the league in strikeouts, and Schultz and Martinez has flip-flopped their rank in pitcher WAR since the last time we checked in, with Schultz now second and Leo Martinez now third in the league this year in pitcher WAR. So the pitching for our Colorado Rockies remains very strong in the early stages of this season. And we won the final game of the month of May against the Braves 3-1, so a 39-14 record as June begins. New addition Dylan Jordan was outstanding in the month of May, being named the NL Pitcher of the Month, 5-1 record with a sub-1 earned run average. Overall on the year now, 7-2 with the 2.12 ERA. Is a little banged up with some forearm soreness coming out of his last start, but looks like it's only going to have a little impact on him for 3 days, and hopefully he will be ready to make his next start as scheduled. And a somewhat more volatile start to the month of June. Took 2 out of 3 at home against Atlanta. Then we were swept on the road by the Giants. We swept the Cubs in 3 games on the road. Back home now, and we lost the first game of a 3-game series against the Mets. Unfortunately, bad injury news. Isaiah Shader with an elbow strain is going to miss 5 weeks. 4-3 with a 5.60 ERA this year. Former 6th-round pick, really developed way better than we expected. As I mentioned earlier, has won double-digit games for us the last couple years. Does seem like this point, at least according to our scout, his ratings might be regressing a little bit. We felt at one point that he had 60 potential as far as his stuff, and the movement on his pitches have actually regressed as of a scouting report yesterday, unfortunately. So looks like he's still a useful major league pitcher, but he is a guy who's going to be making $5.5 million next year, according to the arbitration estimates at this point. And given the big contract we have with Mr. Schultz at this time, and Leo Martinez locked up for many years, it's possible that Shader may be somebody that we just end up letting play through his arbitration years and potentially move on at that point. And we ended up dropping 2 out of 3 at home against the Mets. Looking at the schedule for the rest of this month of June, a couple at home against the Angels, and then 3 at home against the Padres before we go on the road at Milwaukee and at Miami. And then we'll finish up the month with 3 games against the Braves. Good piece of news, and I guess a silver lining given the injury to Tovar that he's still recovering from. Rosniel DePaula, who's back with us, 12 for 19, hit .632 this past week for us, getting some major league playing time again with that injury to Tovar. And our Rockies have won 6 in a row since the last time we checked in, sweeping 2 at home against the Angels, 3 at home against the Padres, and then taking the first game on the road against Milwaukee. A little bit of a scare. Noah Schultz, mild shoulder inflammation, going to keep him out for 5 days. So we'll likely push back his next start. He was pulled after just 52 pitches today. Continues to have an absolutely outstanding season, 9-0 record with a 2.23 earned run average, already has a 3.3 WAR on the season, and it's only the first day of summer. And we've simmed ahead to June 2nd, and we've got our mid-season evaluation from owner Charlie Monfort, 80 games into the year, 56-24 record, so a 700 winning percentage. Obviously things going very well on the field for our Rockies. He only thinks we're in a decent position to make the postseason. I think we're going to do much better than that. Happy that Dean West is playing. Actually, it's very weird. He says he didn't expect Dean West would already be a top 6 center fielder, and thinks he's going to mark this goal complete. West obviously very good defensively, but his .220 batting average is exactly where it was a year ago when he wanted us to upgrade from Dean West. And apparently we have upgraded from Dean West, with Dean West, who is performing similarly as Mr. Monfort continues to send very mixed / borderline schizophrenic messages with some of his feedback to us on our goals. Happy with what we've done with fan interest. Not happy with where we are with international amateurs, and still wants us to bring in a homegrown player. But midway through the season, things going incredibly well. 12.5 games up on the Giants, 13.5 up on the Dodgers in the division. The 56-24 record, easily the best in baseball. We're 5.5 games better than the Tigers, who have the second best record. Thinking about home field advantage through the National League playoffs, and the 45-36 Brewers are the closest team to us, so they're 11.5 games behind us in the standings. So feeling pretty comfortable at this point that we will be back in the playoffs for a 7th straight year. Hopefully we'll win the National League West for a 3rd straight year, and hopefully we'll have the best record in baseball for a 3rd straight year when all is said and done. Kevin Roberts Jr. Is announcing his presence to the National League this year. His ratings just continue to get, actually those are according to the PCL, as I was spending some times with my minor leaguers, but his power rating is now 80 out of 80, having an absolute monster season. 268 average, but 29 homers and 69 ribbies in 291 at-bats, 158 WRC plus and a 3.7 WAR, leading the league in both homers and ribbies, 3rd in the league in batter WAR at this point. And the starting pitching is just dominant. Dylan Jordan and Noah Schultz, the 2 new additions, are 1st and 2nd in the league in ERA. Schultz leading the league in wins. Jordan tied for 2nd. Schultz is 3rd in strikeouts. And Noah Schultz, Dylan Jordan, and Leo Martinez are 1, 2, 3 in the National League in pitcher WAR, all with pitcher WARs of over 3 as we sit here on July 2nd. So an outstanding start to this 2032 season for our Colorado Rockies. We'll take a quick look at the team statistics here before we finish this episode. Next time around, we'll do our full mid-season review of our players, and also prepare for the first-year player draft, which is less than 2 weeks away at this point. Actually closer to 1 week away than 2 weeks away. We've had an over 600 winning percentage every month, although our 16-10 record in June was our lowest of the season. 2nd in the National League in runs scored, and we are in the top 4 in every offensive category in the National League, except for strikeouts, where we're 6th, and stolen bases, where we're in the middle of the pack. Interestingly, our defense continues to be an issue. 13th in defensive efficiency and 11th in zone rating. May think about making some minor changes there. But again, we've got a 700 winning percentage. It's pretty hard to complain about anything that's happened with the Rockies this year. 1st in the National League in runs allowed. Starters ERA, not surprisingly, is 1st. The bullpen ERA ranks 4th, even though we thought that could be a potential issue for us. We've improved to 2nd in the National League in walks allowed. That had been an issue for us throughout the course of this playthrough. Obviously, bringing on big-time pitchers like Schultz and Jordan has probably helped, but we have over time been trying to slowly move away from some of the lower control guys that we inherited or brought onto the team because we didn't have as many financial options as we do today, and hopefully can continue to not give up too many free passes to our opponents. So outstanding start to the season for our Rockies. As I said, next time around in what will be our final episode before we're offline for the better part of a week, we will do our mid-season review of the roster, and we'll sim forward exactly 9 more days to get to the first-year player draft and talk about the options that are on the board, and hopefully seek some input on which direction we should go from the Worldwide Scouting Department next time around. Until then, Thanks so much for watching, and hope you have a great day.